And a very good morning to you. Welcome to this morning's I've just realised all my mirror ball isn't turning round. Why is that? Just a minute. I think... Sorry. Where are we? There we are. Oh, the Christmas tree. I've got a Christmas tree behind me. And I just saw that... Oh, look. Here we go. Just a minute. Good morning, sister. Oh, it's 11 o'clock on a Thursday, Sharon. It's just gone 11 o'clock. Do you know what I'm doing at this time, Sharon Butler? No, not correct. Try again, darling. No. Not going to church. Just gone 11 o'clock, Thursday morning. What? Talk show. And do you know I've just started it? Yes. And you've just interrupted. Perhaps you'd like to wish all the many thousands and hundreds of listeners that are all over the world a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
They can all hear you, Sharon.
But I'm going.
Oh, no, don't go yet. Hello? Hello?
Bye.
Hello?
I love you. Bye.
Love you too. Love you too. Kisses. She won't talk on here. It's funny, isn't it? Very good morning to you. My name's Chris Reardon. This is United Kingdom Talk here on United Kingdom Radio. The last one before Christmas. And then it's all happening and then everyone will be happy and full of things and presents and everything. And food and, of course, don't forget Christmas morning. Very important that you go to church, boys and girls. I will be very, very distraught and disappointed if I don't hear that you've been at a church somewhere doing carols. I will be disappointed. We had a bit of a problem with the Skype this morning. Anyone have trouble with Skype? I couldn't sign in at all. Literally signed in at like a minute to 11. I think it was. We actually managed to get in there. You're with us live. Have a look at your clock now, okay? Have a look at your clock. UK time is just coming up to 7 minutes past 11 on Thursday, the 23rd of December 2010. If that's the time where you are now, then you are with us live and you can join in live. Our Skype username is United Kingdom Radio. All right, United Kingdom Radio, the Skype username. And we have a local London phone number as well that you can use if you want to call in. The local London number is 020 3287 1488. Okay, 020 3287 1488. If you are watching or listening at any other time, or perhaps a podcast, you can still join in by email. The email address for this show is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I've had a right old couple of days, especially yesterday actually, which I shall tell you about after I've done a few emails. I want to clear the emails before we go through to Christmas. All right. First of all, nice quick one here on the YouTube. Someone watches the show on YouTube who says, "Good show. Hope you have a nice Christmas." And it's from Doug in Akeley, who we don't hear from very more. I wondered where you've gone, to be honest, Doug, but I'm glad you're still there. Happy Christmas, Doug, in the US of A. Happy Christmas, Doug. Millie's not having a good time at the moment. Millie in Minnesota writes, "Motorised Millie is in the house." That's right, she's back in Minnesota and I'm at the cottage celebrating an early Christmas with my parents before they return to Seattle themselves after the Christmas period. Before I go any further, my Auntie Sandra, that's a nice name, Auntie Sandra, I like that, Auntie Sandra, wanted me to tell you that your message was very much appreciated. It meant the world to both of them. I wish you could have seen the look on my auntie's face when I passed your message along. Yeah, because Millie's she's had a bit of a hard time this year. She says, "Go ahead and read this next part out. It was a terrible shock for me to see my uncle in the condition he's in, because he's not very well. Very, very sick indeed. It's one of those situations where you try to mentally prepare yourself, but when you're actually confronted with it, you realise nothing can prepare you for it. One of the most difficult parts for me was not being able to give him a hug. All I could do was hold his hand. I'm glad, though, that I got to see him while he's still alive. But I'm not ashamed to admit that I absolutely went to pieces when I said goodbye to him after my second visit. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing with that at all. That's nothing to be ashamed about. You know, when you get something very upsetting, I don't think there's anything wrong with being upset at all. Try as I might, I just couldn't keep it together. She says, as you can imagine, I'm exhausted from the trip, so resting over the next few days. Give Katie a stroke and a scratch under the chin for me. And, of course, a big cuddle goes to you. And that's from Millie in Minnesota. It's a very, very hard time she's had this year. Very hard indeed. Now, another young lady who we haven't heard from for a while on this particular show is Fag Ash. Oh, a little message coming in. Good morning to David and Kat on the Isle of Wight who don't do the church thing. Well, then you can't be celebrating Christmas. I'm sorry, dear. You can't celebrate. Christmas is not a human invention. It is the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ. It is. And Mary and Joseph and the donkeys. And, of course, the three kings. We three kings of Orient are... I nearly forgot. Just a minute now. Just a minute. Where are we? Oh, it's a little... Actually, there's a message here from Fag Ash Lil that says, lucky you, some of us still can't get into Skype. Yeah, there seems to have been some Skype problems this morning. I tried since 10 o'clock. I could not sign in, so I thought we were going to be just a one-way ticket today, like me talking and no one able to join in. But, of course, we've still got the emails. The Skype does appear now to be working here. Okay, literally, it signed in a minute to... Oh, hang on a minute. Is anyone on... No, there's no one online, though, which I find interesting. It says I'm online. Ah, maybe not, then. No, I can't see anyone online, so it's quite possible that the Skype is not working this morning, although I seem to have signed in. It's got one new message here. Where's that, then? No. No, I don't think that's working at all. Okay, boys and girls. So perhaps no Skype. But we do have the email still, so join in on the email if you haven't got the Skype up and running. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Now, what the hell was I just talking about then? It's been just such a couple of busy days. Really, really busy yesterday, and I'll tell you about that later on. I'm having trouble keeping it together, to be honest. Never mind. Email here from Richard in London who says, Skype had major problems yesterday. We didn't hear your theme tune this morning. Oh, I know what I was going to play you. Yeah, I know. The reason you didn't hear my theme tune was because I had the wrong button. Did you want it again? Do you want it again? Oh, you don't want it again, do you, dear? We haven't got time to keep playing hymns every 5 minutes. However, I did record a little bit of me playing the organ at church on Sunday. Now, I don't seem to be able to find that either now. Oh, dear. Let's have a look. I should have had all this set up before we started, I know. Is that it there? I don't know if that's it. Just a second. Let's see if this is it. No. No, that's not it. Oh gosh. I'm sure what did I call it? I think I called it Sunday. Let me just do a little quick search for Sunday. Not doing too well this morning, are we? Never mind. Sunday there. No. Oh, what's this? Sunday. Might be that. Might be this. Sunday carols. That's it. Sunday carols. Right, hang on. I'm just going to find a little bit of organ music. Here we go. That's me playing the organ. Listen. Just about hear the choir there. I'll do a little bit at the end as well. 1 minute. Sing along. Is that good? Do you like that, lovies? A little bit more. There we are. A little snatch of our carol service on Sunday with my choir. I know it's not very clear there. Very difficult to record anything in the church because it's all echoing all over the place. So I wanted to just play you a tiny little bit of that, but we can't play much because we haven't got time, dear. No time. Richard sends a link here. It says millions of people around the globe continue to be affected by an outage at the free internet phone service Skype. So clearly there's something very wrong with the Skype system this morning. I'm up online, but I've only got 2 people as saying they're online, so there's something seriously wrong there. But you can, of course, join in by email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. All right. Fag Ash Lil sends in a little older email last week, actually. She sent this one in. Okay. Dear Chris, thought I would, because we thought we were very concerned about Fag Ash Lil. We thought she was dead, because there'd been no contact at all. Where has she gone? Has she gone perhaps to her little holiday home on the coast of Barbados or something like that? We wondered where she was. Anyway, never fear, an email has flooded in from Fag Ash Lil, who says, Dear Chris, just thought I would drop you a line to inform my squillions of fans that I ain't dead. Though if these cold weather conditions continue, I may have frostbite in areas that are not polite to discuss on a daytime radio show. Well, I should hope not, dear. I should hope you don't discuss them on it. However, Stephen Parker will probably be more than happy to talk to you about this sort of... have you heard his show? I mean, what does he go on about? He drops in the odd swear word. Don't think I haven't heard that, Stephen Parker. Drops the odd swear word. You've got to stop that swearing, please. Thank you very much. I've heard it. Don't think I miss it, do you? No. Who do we have to have swearing? Stop the swearing. Thank you. Okay, fine. She says it's your show, not mine, for now. What do you mean? She says, who knows what Ron will let me get up to while you're gone. So I best get on with my ramble. Well, I got some news about Ron. Okay, news about my best friend Ron coming up very shortly. You were talking about the Jeremy Kyle show on Saturday. Why do you really think these people go on there, apart from their 15 minutes of fame, from which I would never crave? I prefer infamy. Infamy, they've all got it in for me. Oh, I know what you mean. Oh, the whole world is against me, Fag Ash Lil. Everyone hates me. The whole world hates me. I go down the supermarket and I get these awful glares, usually from young girls, sort of about 18 to 25, who, if you happen to accidentally glance at them, automatically assume that you fancy them. Come on, boys, you know exactly what I mean, don't you? You know, often when I'm in a bar or something like that working, either doing the karaoke or the DJ, there might be a girl, I might, you know, I try and sort of create an atmosphere while I'm working, and I might go over to a table and say something to them, you know, to sort of welcome them to the pub. And at that point, you know, they might have just walked in, and they might not know what I do there, that I'm the sort of bloke who does the music and that, and they look at you as if you're from another planet. They really do. How any of these girls ever managed to get a boyfriend or anything like that, I have no idea. I really don't have an idea. The whole world is against me, Lily. And you as well. Everyone hates us. Do you find that, lovey? Do you? She says, most of the people who go on the Jeremy Kyle show have something to prove. That despite being A, obese, B, ugly, C, a right sado, or D, all of the above, they can still attract members of the opposite sex. Now, this is what I don't understand. Okay? How is it that all these, and I quote you, Fag Ash Lil, obese, ugly, sados, and all of the above, how is it that they have got partners and I haven't? I don't get it at all. I haven't had another half for years. Years! I just don't get it. And have you seen the teeth on some of these people? Oh, my God. Have you seen the teeth on some of those people on the Jeremy Kyle show? They are as black as charcoal. or brown nicotine stains you can see where they've been smoking their ass. I've seen some people on there, usually the lads, I have to say, some of the lads on there come on and they look like they've just smoked a spliff out at the back, don't they? They look like they're on drugs. They do. They sit there completely vacant. You know, the lights are on but there's no one in. Do you know what I mean? They look completely vacant while they're on there. And I just don't know how they get away with it. I really don't know how they get away with that. Because they come off there, clearly off their heads. Absolutely off their heads. Fag Ash Lil says, getting pregnant without knowing the father is like a badge of honour, as is being possible father to at least 4 different girls. It's true. These people think this is a good thing. To not know who a father is, or chaps to have like several different children, all by different mothers. They think that's a good thing. I don't know. As for and I hate that word, the abortion word. You know that word? I hate that word. Or termination you were talking about. In some circles, it is seen as the normal method of birth control. And I could do a whole show on how I feel about that. That would get a few people going if I ever did a show on that, because I'm totally against it, absolutely totally against it. I just think it's a form of legalised murder. That is really what I think. I'm not just saying that. I really think it's a form of legalised murder. People go on about choices. Oh, it's the choice of the woman. What about the choice of the child, which hasn't come out yet? You know, I could do a whole show on that, but we won't. We won't. But it is true. People do seem to think that it is a form of birth control. Well, it's not. It's not. She goes on to say, different subjects now, because there were 2 very naughty boys walking around Sainsbury's last Saturday eating a trifle, and they got caught. They got caught by the very, very nice security man. She says, the evil trifle eaters. Have you never walked round a supermarket and eaten, say, a mushroom or a grape? No, I have never walked round a supermarket and eaten a mushroom and a grape, Fag Ash Lil. Don't start tarring me with your brush, dear. Please. Don't you dare start tarring me with your brush. I bet you walk around with a supermarket full of stuff, dear. By the end of it, all she's got left is half a pound of butter. The rest is all bits of paper and packets in her trolley, where she's eaten the lot. I mean, you could go in every lunchtime, couldn't you? And eat your food for the day, and then just come out and buy one item like a toothbrush. Incidentally, I changed my toothbrush this morning. Well, I say change the toothbrush. You know the heads? I've got one of those Oral-B Triumph toothbrushes. And you change the head now and again. It does make a difference when you change the head on those things, doesn't it? It's much rougher now. I love it. My mouth has been fully massaged before I came on to do the show this morning. Now, I certainly have never walked around and eaten a mushroom or a grape. Are you suggesting that I'm thieving things from the supermarket? I hope not. I like to pay for my things before I eat them. Besides, how can you eat a raw mushroom? Oh, no. Oh, God. Well, that must be awful, eating a raw mushroom. She said, what are you supposed to do? Just present the stalk or the skin at the checkout? Well, why would you not eat the stalk of a mushroom or the skin of a grape? Oh, Lil, are you someone that peels grapes before you eat them? I can't believe that. Do you really? She says, when the children were young, I used to visit the supermarket every day to buy what I could carry, so therefore would put certain items under the pushchair and only get a basket. If the shopping didn't fit between the two, then there was no way I could carry it home. Yes, I did feed packets of crisps. Oh, I don't know if I want to read this out. I mean, we might get a letter from the police here, dear. I mean, I'm just wondering what's going to come in this email next, to be honest. What are you admitting to? I'm not a priest, dear. Is this a confessional? Does it look like a confessional to you? Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. It has been 200 years since my last confession, and my name is Fag Ash Lil. This is not a confession, dear. She says, yes, I did feed packets of crisps to the children and cartons of drink, but oh, thank God for that. But I always presented the empties at the checkout anyway. After a while, it became obvious that every time I went to the shop, I had a stalker. Or is it the same one as I had earlier this year? I had to change all my phone numbers because of that. Terrible, dear. Perhaps it had something to do with my rock punk look of big hair, mad makeup, ripped jeans and a biker jacket. Or that I would pay the bill using fresh, crisp, new printed £50 notes. They didn't have £50 notes when you was a youngster. Do me a favour. They didn't have £50 notes then. Did they? That's quite a new thing, the £50 note. She says, but on one occasion, when the children were being real pains, I turned to my stalker and said, look, Mr. Security Guard, if you were going to follow me around, you could at least have the decency to carry my basket. Without a word, the stunned guy turned and walked away and never followed me again. I bet you were loading up your old basket after that, weren't you, eh? With regards to your research of saunas, yes, who was it talking about saunas? Oh, yes, Stephen Parker again, dear. He was talking about saunas, and apparently, let me just check there's no one listening. Apparently, Hanky Panky goes on at saunas. Did you know that? I know. And there are two types. There are gay saunas, and there are straight saunas. I'm not quite sure which one I want to go in, to be honest. Are you allowed to take your cat in there? Could I take my Katie into the sauna with me? Well, she might like a little day out, wouldn't she? Let's see. With regard to your research of saunas, there is a particular one in Brighton which I've seen many times from the outside, but since it is only men only, I wonder if you could pop in and check the place out for me. Oh, I might just do that. Is it the one opposite? Oh, sorry, no. I might do that. She says, glad to see you're enjoying your new shiny iPhone. Oh, yes, I've got my lovely iPhone 4. But I was surprised to hear you say that it had a cookery app on it. I haven't got a cook. When did I say that? I haven't got a cookery app on it. She says, I wonder if you can pass on the recipe you mentioned. It was for theme tuna. I haven't eaten fresh tuna for a while. No, not theme tuna. Themes. Theme tunes, dear. Theme tunes. Not theme tuna. Oh, suddenly Skype people are coming online. I think we might have Skype back. Is your Skype? Looks like everyone's Skype is coming back online. Oh, it's all very exciting this morning. I feel I could sit here and chat for 3 or 4 hours. She said, oops, silly me. It was a time tuner. Yes, a time tuner, dear. One of the apps for the iPhone, which I found, is a time tuner. Now, I found it a bit fiddly getting the thing working, but it's working now. And you can wake up to your own little favourite radio, internet radio station, including this one, United Kingdom Radio, okay? Time tuner is the app there. She says, oops, silly me, it was for time tuner. Well, I need one of those as well, as my body needs returning to wake in time to listen to your show. Have you got an iPhone 4, Fag Ash Lil? Oh, you kept that one quiet, dear. I can beat Johnny, as I didn't wake till 3:30. Sadly, that has been the case a lot recently, always waking up 10 minutes before the end of your shows. Are you doing it on purpose? Do you not love me anymore, Lil? See? Even you hate me. The whole world hates me. Finally, you were talking about teleportation the other day, and that reminded me of a conversation I had with my son the other day. You know, when you were a child, the years seemed to last forever. But as you get older, the time seems to pass more quickly. Well, I mentioned this fact to him, and he replied that it wasn't just the old people like me it happened to, it was also now happening to the younger generation. Well, I mean, we talk about time passing, don't we? This year has just gone so quickly. I mean, for me, it really has, especially since September. I remember coming to September thinking, oh, not long now till Christmas, and bang, here we are in 2 days' time. It's so quick now, time. My nan always said that. She said, where does it all go? It all goes so quickly. I remember her laying there in her bed saying to me, you know, time, it all goes so quickly, Christopher. I remember other elderly people saying, you know, if you're doing something that you don't want to do, don't do it anymore. Life is too short. And it's true, isn't it? How many of us are doing perhaps jobs that we don't really want to do? Why do we carry on doing it? Is the money that important? Maybe not. Maybe not. So why do we carry on doing it? I could quite easily afford to drop a couple of nights. I've worked every night, you know, almost every night for years now, 20 years or so, with a gap of about 2 somewhere. It was a 2-year gap. No, not a 2-year, a 1-year gap. Or was it? No, not even a year. About a 9-month gap. There's a couple of things going wrong all years and years ago. But really, I've worked every night, and because of that, I could quite easily afford to drop a few nights now, and yet I don't. Why is that? Why don't we carry on? I could drop a couple of nights and do a little bit more of this chatting that I love doing. Don't know why we keep doing it. She says, it got me thinking, and I reckon I have come up with the answer of why time goes so quickly. She says, time travel has been invented, and people are travelling back perhaps to happier times when they remember from their childhoods. In doing so, they are taking parts of modern time with them, therefore meaning modern time has been stolen and placed in the past. Therefore, the years really are getting shorter, and it's not our imagination. What is she saying, for God's sake? I don't understand what she's... Oh, you're twisting my mind this morning, Fag Ash Lil. What is this woman going on about? Do you want to hear that bit again? Here we go. It got me thinking. She's talking about why time goes so quickly. See if we can work this out. Time travel has been invented, and people are travelling back to perhaps happier times that they remember from their childhoods. In doing so, they are taking parts of modern time with them. Therefore, meaning modern time has been stolen and placed in the past. Therefore, the years really are getting shorter, and it's not just our imagination. We've got to go fags to roll and cans of diet water to keep up the good work. Mr. Sunshine, love, Lil. Mwah. Thank you, Lil. I've got to tell you, boys and girls, Lil writes one of the... when she does write, which is very rare, actually, when she sends an email in, it is spelling and punctuation perfect. It really is. She obviously spends a lot of time... Well, I mean, she's old school, same as me, you know. But although I've got to admit, I don't always... spend a lot of time checking over emails and that sort of thing. So lovely to hear from you, Lil. And she's also written here, just sent in an email this morning. I have to agree with you, Chris. I have to agree with you about being unloved, Chris. As I say, my eyes used to be my best feature, but these days it must be my back. As I hear people say, I can't wait to see the back of her. Thank you, Lil. Good morning to Zach, who says, good day, Chris. Good day, Zach. The Skype seems to have a problem, as you mentioned on your show. So I'll send via email my wishings for a Merry Christmas to you, your listeners, and especially Millie in Minnesota, who I hope has a better year this year than next year than this year. That's from Zach. All right, thank you very much, Zach. If I get a chance, okay, if I get a spare day while I'm in Australia, which is extremely unlikely, I will jump on a train and come and see you. Okay? Or maybe meet halfway somewhere. I'm sure there's something in between Orange and Sydney. What is it, 2 hours each or whatever? Okay? Good morning to Mike Cullen, who says, here is Lil's Christmas message attached. All right? And please stop Stephen Parker swearing. Stephen Parker, you must stop swearing, dear. How many chances do you want, dear? Huh? We love your show, but why the swearing? It's not necessary. Think of the listener. I've said this time and time again. It's not I think doing a radio show it's two-way. Part of it is, yes, do what you think will be entertaining. The other part is, what do you really think the person at the other end wants to hear? Do they really want to hear someone swearing? Think about it. Don't suddenly go off. I'm not directing this now at you, Stephen. Anyone else who's ever thinking about doing a radio show, okay? Don't go off and say, this is what I want to do. No, I don't care what other people think. This is what I want to do. That's your big mistake. That really is a big mistake. Okay? Off the radio, my mouth is pretty bad. You ask any of my friends, my mouth is... They always say, why is he always swearing? Okay? My mouth is pretty bad. When I'm doing a show, how many times do you hear me swear? There might be the odd light word. There's a huge difference between a light swear and a heavy swear. You know exactly what I mean. But does the person at the other end really want to hear you effing and blinding? I'm sure they don't. You know. All this business about, I just want to say whatever I want to say. Well, fine. Do that. But you'll annoy people in the end and they will just leave. They will go. Don't upset people at the other end. Have a point of view. Yes, of course, have a point of view. Anyone who's going to do a radio show, always have a point of view. Otherwise there's no point in you doing it. Have something interesting to tell us about. But the swearing, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Why is it necessary to do that? You know. Anyway, Mike says, see the attached and enjoy. Okay, so Mike Cullen has sent us a little bit of audio to send, and it's Bob Idaho's Christmas message, otherwise known as Fag Ash Lil. So we'll give this little play and see what...
Bar humbug. But since Tom has decreed that we should send in festive messages, then here goes. Merry Christmas to all those who celebrate, and Merry Normal Day to those who don't. I'd also like to send a great big thank you to both presenters and listeners of United Kingdom Radio who've given me so much pleasure, both on and off air. I'd also like to take the opportunity to send some personal messages to my children. To my youngest son, I wish you a happy feast of Wintervale. To my eldest son, happy get drunk, just like every other day. And to my daughter and all of the Pastafarians out there, a happy holiday. And very special wishes to those who are alone and don't want to be, and those who'd like to be alone, but can't. And with that, I think it's time to crack open the diet water. Cheers, everyone. Phew, glad that's over. It's hard work being nice, you know.
Oh dear, did you have to burp at the end there? Fag Ash Lil's Christmas message. Thank you, Lil. I love it. Thank you, Lil. Any more messages coming in so far this morning? No, we're all right at the moment. Okay, so on to Ronnie then. And we will be getting Ronnie on the phone, hopefully, towards the end of the show today. On Saturday... He actually was sent home from work, really feeling very rough indeed. Sunday, he spent all day virtually in bed, shivering, and I wasn't round there. I mean, I was round here, and he was talking to me on the phone, telling me how rough he felt. Monday, he had an appointment to go and see his. He has a specialist doctor. Monday, he was supposed to go, and he had the appointment for Wednesday. Monday, he was really bad again. So I said, "Well, just go to the doctor." But he wouldn't go. Wouldn't go. Well, if you have a look at my Facebook, my Facebook username is Chris Reardon UK. All right. Facebook username is Chris Reardon UK. All right, and you will go on my wall, go on my Facebook wall thing, and if you just scroll down a little bit, you will see a picture of me. Okay, just sort of scroll down 1, 2, 3, 4. Below the little video box. So it's about 1, 2. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scroll down about 5 pictures or so, or 5 posts, and you will see a picture of me there with gloves and a mask and an apron on. Because eventually, he went down the hospital to see a specialist doctor on Wednesday, and they admitted him immediately. And it looks like he may well have the swine flu. And he was in a terrible state, certainly yesterday when I went to see him. It was a bit of a mad day for me, to be honest. I got up and I decided to go down the hospital and visit him. Doesn't want to tell his mum and worry him and all that business, worry her and all that business, okay? I went down the hospital and he was in a right state. He was in a right state. Terrible trouble, coughing and aching all over, headache coming and going and shivering, really nasty shivering. And I was in he was in isolation. They've put him in an isolation ward. So I had to go and visit him, and I had to wear a mask, like a white mask covering my nose and mouth. I had a plastic apron on and these latex rubber gloves. I mean, I walked in there, I think he was terrified I was about to give him an internal examination or something like that. And there he was. The doctor was in and out a couple of times asking him questions. And then he had to do blood gases. Now, when they do blood gases, because he's had a few things go wrong over the years, collapsed lung a few times he's had. Right? To do to collect blood gases, you know when they put a needle in and take some of your blood? Well, it's similar to that, but the needle has to go right in your wrist. Not just where that vein is you can see. Oh no, it's got to go deeper down into the artery, and sometimes it can be a bit of a job finding one of those. And he was screaming pain. He was screaming pain, and I had to hold him down at the shoulders and kind of cradle his head while the nurse was taking this blood. And it's funny actually. Because for years he's never had a flu injection. He won't have. He kept saying that he wasn't allowed to have one, and I thought that was a bit of old claptrap myself. I didn't believe him. And then it come to this blood gas, and he says, "I really don't want to have this in. And a bit later on in the day, while I was driving home, it suddenly occurred to me he is terrified of needles." Absolutely terrified of needles, and I didn't realise it, and of course that's why he's never had the flu injection and all that. Of course, had he had it, the same as I have every year I have the flu injection, right? Had he have had that, he would never have been in that hospital in the first place. So anyway, I went to his flat, picked a few things up there, a few bits and pieces, fed his 2 cats for him, and then came back again. It was all a real mad rush yesterday. A real mad rush. The only thing is, I don't know where he gets his timings from, because he said, he said, "Where are you working tonight?" I said, "Borough." And he's got terrible voice on him at the moment. I said, "Borough." He said, "Well, that's only 20 minutes from here." He said, "If you go back to my house and get some bits and pieces," he said, "you'll be back there in half an hour." He's completely wrong on the timings. 3/4 of an hour to get to his house, an hour back, and another 45 minutes to Borough. I'm going to have a go at him, actually, on the phone for that. Anyway, you're going to hear what he sounds like. You may have heard my best friend before. So I'll just bring up his number on here, and we'll dial it out over the phone system. From what I'm seeing, Skype is now working for a few people, but not everyone. Ben, good morning, Ben, in London, says his Skype is not working. Okay, fair enough. Fag Ash Lil says, "Grr, that Mike Cullen, this is what happens when you let him loose with a recording device. No way I would burp like that, Chris, I'm a lady." That's another thing I can't stand, burping on the radio. It's just gross. It is gross. Swearing, I don't know. Don't know what's wrong with people, I really don't. Let's have a look. Let's bring Ron up on the line here. Got to ring his, how much is this going to cost? Ringing a mobile from a blooming landline. See, I'll do anything for you, don't I? Anything for you. Oh dear, I've rung the wrong number now. Concentrate, Chris. Oh yeah, 8. Right, we'll see if that works. What do? I'll push that up there. Okay, one second. That seems to be working, yes.
Hello, dear.
Hello, dear. Good morning.
How are you?
Oh, can you sound even iller than you are, please?
I couldn't sound even iller if I tried.
And we are speaking live now to where? Where am I?
You're in Miracle Studios.
Yes, and where are you?
I am in the Chelsea and Westminster Hospital.
And not only that, you are in an isolation ward, aren't you, lovey?
I am, yes. I'm in an isolation ward.
An isolation ward. So they reckon you've possibly got swine flu. I was surprised. What are the things they did yesterday to look for this one? Because you went into the hospital and you'd been ill for days, hadn't you?
Yes, I have. They have to put me in isolation, obviously, not just to protect me, but to protect others from more infections. So, but it's very nice. I'm looking out of my window, and across the rooftops I can see the British Telecom Tower.
Oh yes, I quite like that. I am thinking of purchasing that.
It's a very nice building too.
Would you like a little room at the top there, lovey?
No, I'm quite happy with the room that I've got. It's very nice.
Yeah.
But I still am in a bit of pain, but I'll soon feel better.
Where is your pain, Ron?
Everywhere.
So it's like just your entire body is aching.
Absolutely.
What did they do yesterday? What sort of examinations did they do yesterday?
Well, without going into too much detail, they had to take blood from arteries, which is a very painful process.
That's blood gases, isn't it? I was just telling people about that. Yeah.
Yes, and also they had to put something inside my nose, which was very uncomfortable.
What was that? Just on the inside of your nose, or what?
No, it's where the nasal cavity meets the throat.
So how long is that then?
Probably 3 or 4 inches.
Oh my God!
So,
I didn't know it would go. Anything would go around that far, dear.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised that they think I've got swine flu, seeing as I'm Jewish.
Well, yes, you've never eaten a pork sausage in your life, have you?
I know, dear. It's
Oh.
terrible. Well, I've had a doctor out this morning.
Yes.
They're still not sure, so they're going to keep me here.
They don't get the results for the swine flu for a couple of days, though, do they?
No, I don't think so.
You see, I thought that was instant, or at least, a couple of hours.
Yes, I would have thought so as well.
Oh well. How are you being treated at the moment? What are you having?
Well, at the moment, I'm in isolation. I have a television with 34 channels, internet. I'm being treated very well, actually.
No, I didn't mean that, dear. The treatment. Tell me, is it possible to get my show on your telly?
Probably, because I have an internet TV.
Oh, how wonderful. Well, why aren't you watching us this morning then, dear?
Oh, because I've been sleeping, dear.
Oh, come on, just an hour to keep awake, just to watch your best friend do his little show.
Yeah, probably put me to sleep. No, I'm having Tamiflu, 2 sets of antibiotics, painkillers.
Yeah.
Just a broad spectrum of tablets to stop me getting any worse.
Right.
So.
Are you feeling any better yet?
I do feel a bit better now. I didn't earlier. But I feel a little bit better now.
Right.
Which is good.
You had something to eat at last? Because you weren't eating for days, were you?
No, I wasn't. I've had some toast today.
Right.
So, but I'm feeling a bit hungry now.
Okay. Would you like me to bring anything in later when I visit? Little box of chocolates, or perhaps a nice... Did you eat your ploughman's cheese sandwich, dear?
I did. I ate half of it, thank you.
I will be giving you a bill for all these things. Don't think they're all for nothing, dear.
I know, dear.
Thank you.
Maybe a McDonald's would be nice if I'm still hungry later.
Oh, is there one close by? I don't think there is.
Oh, there will be somewhere.
Trouble is, it'll be cold, but I'll bring it if you want, but it'll be cold.
Yes. Okay, don't worry. We'll speak about it later, dear.
Okay.
That was a bit of free advertising for them, wasn't it?
Well, are you being paid to take adverts?
Yes, dear.
Oh. So you're in this room all on your own. How often does the nurse come in then?
Well, they pop in every now and then, or if I need something, I buzz.
Right, okay. Do you get tea?
No, I haven't had tea yet.
I could bring in a flask of tea, lovey.
Well,
Or what about a nice flask of tomato soup?
No, tea would be lovely.
Tea.
I fancy tea, yes.
I'll bring tea. Well, I can buy that from downstairs. They got a Costa coffee downstairs. You know,
Mark.
£8 for a cup of tea, dear.
Don't worry, I will reimburse you for all
I
your
hope you will, dear. Don't worry. All these receipts are being kept.
All of the listeners can send all of their Get Well Christmas emails through to you, and you will pass them on, won't you?
Yes, of course I will.
That's marvellous.
Of course I will. Don't worry about that. You were very worried yesterday, weren't you, lovey?
I was, yes.
Oh, you still feel a bit better about that now, yeah?
I am, yes.
Good. I quite like the picture of me with the mask on and the gloves and everything.
Have you shown the listeners yet?
They can look at my Facebook, yeah? Chris Reardon UK is my Facebook name. And there is a picture of me in my mask and gloves and everything else.
Marvellous. Absolutely marvellous. Okay.
All right. Well,
I have to go now.
It's very unusual to have you on here and not wanting to rabbit on and on.
Yes, I know, dear. I'm very short of breath at the moment.
I can hear that. Okay, you have a rest.
Okay.
And I'll see you later on, all right?
Thank you for the call, dear.
Okay, lovey. Thanks for calling.
Have a wonderful Christmas, everybody.
And you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
See you later. Bye-bye, Ron. There we are. That's my best friend, Ron, there. He's in the Chelsea and Westminster Hospital in London with swine flu. And he really is actually quite bad. I know his didn't sound too bad today, actually. If you'd have seen him yesterday, it was just absolutely heartbreaking. So that was my day yesterday. Then eventually I went to work, got there. I was a little bit later, but they understood because I'd already... what I had to do, because I have a car full of equipment on Wednesdays, right? And what I have to do is I fill up the car with the equipment and then put it in my garage and then do what I do during the daytime. Yesterday, what I had to do, because he was in the hospital, I had to drive to Borough in London, drop my stuff off, which is always a bit dodgy because it's all double red lines there, and you get. I think, although I did find a box, you know, like a red box, right outside the actual venue that I worked at, I was able to park in that box, and you're allowed 20 minutes. So I unloaded there, put the stuff in, then I went to the hospital. Parked somewhere there, went up to see him, all the gloves and all that business. Then I went back out again, moved my car, because you have to move your car after a certain period of time, into the hospital car park. £5 for two. First of all, I paid £4 for about an hour and a half on a parking meter, right? And then I paid another £5 for just under 2 hours in the Chelsea and Westminster Hospital car park. £9 on parking yesterday. And £8 for the London congestion charge. I mean, I'm not being funny. I'm not too bad. When it comes to money, you know, I'm okay. You know, I'm not rich, but I'm okay. But you have to wonder. You have to wonder, how do people who are poor afford to go and park in a parking space like that? Forget that, actually. You know, how do they afford to have a car at all? I don't know. It's very, very expensive, you know, and by the time, and then I went and bought, I bought a cup of tea, I bought a sandwich for me, a sandwich for him, a little chocolate thing for me. He didn't want a chocolate thing, like a marshmallow type thing. What was it? So we got tea, 2 sandwiches, and this chocolate biscuit thing. £8 in Costa Coffee. £8 this was. Within the hospital area. Got to say, very strange hospital, really. There's lifts go up to all the floors, right? But there doesn't seem to be an alternative stairs. You can't take the stairs. It's get to all the floors by lift, which I always take the stairs. Wherever I am, I try and take the stairs. I think it's good for the old heart and all that business. You know? Anyway, so I did all that. Then I went back to his house and I sort of laid on this settee, closed my eyes for half an hour, fed his, because he's got 2 cats, fed his 2 cats, left again, got to the hospital, dropped his bag off, and I think I left almost immediately, and got to work about 10 minutes later than I usually do. No, actually, no. I mean, much later than I usually do. Just a minute now. Who's this now? We can't be taking... We can't... Honestly, I can't take calls at the moment. I'm busy doing my programme. What was I saying? Lost the point now, haven't I? Lost the point now. Oh, yes. So I got there much later than I usually do, but I was about 10 minutes late starting last night, but it wasn't a problem because they understood. And if you ever book me to do a disco or a karaoke, I always tend to be there and set up a good 20 minutes, half an hour before I'm due to start. I like to do that just in case something goes wrong, you know. So there we are. That was my day yesterday, and I tell you what, by the end of the day, I was shattered. Absolutely shattered yesterday. Didn't even get my 2 hours sleep in the afternoon. I closed my eyes for about half an hour. But there we are. All right, so I do wish my best friend all the best and get well soon. I hope he's out for Christmas, but there is a possibility that he might be in there over Christmas. He has been actually in hospital over Christmas before. Quite a long time ago now. I think about nine or 8 years ago, and I was up there then. I went to visit him then. But I'm supposed to be, of course, going to my sister's for the holiday period, and I'm still hoping to go there. But if he's very ill, I might stay. Don't know yet. I should be going to my sister's. If he's very, very ill, I might stay, because I can always go up there at another point, you know. It's horrible. It's horrible, horrible, horrible being in hospital on your own. Is the worst thing ever, being in hospital on your own. What you need, I'll tell you what you need when you're in hospital, and I've said this many times before, you don't need cards, you don't need flowers, you don't need boxes of chocolates or gifts or anything else coming through the post. You need someone to sit there next to you and hold your hand. That's what you need. You need reassurance, especially when you feel like, you know, SHIT, when you feel like crap. You need someone to sit there and hold your hand. Absolutely. Forget the chocolate. I mean, of sending chocolates and flowers, it's an easy way out. It really is. It never impresses me, people who send cards and, oh, get well soon. Unless, of course, they're on the other side of the world. You know, if I was ill and Zach sent me a card from Australia, I'd very much appreciate that. Zach, I wouldn't expect you to visit anyway, because you don't know me that well. You know, you're not like someone who comes round every day and says, "Oh, hello, Chris," and has a cup of tea and a cake or whatever, or we go out and play football or something like that. You know, but when it's a close friend or someone perhaps that you work with, a few flowers or cards for the post, no, not impressed by that. They want to see someone. All that old excuse, you know, oh, I'm too busy this week. Well, it's horrible. It's horrible. When you're in hospital, ill, you want to see faces. You want to see faces. You want to sit there and have your hand held, or if you're not holding hands, you want to talk. And that's it. All right. Fag Ash Lil says, love, kisses and best wishes to Ron. That's very kind of you to send a nice little thing there. What's this here? Oh, someone trying to sell me Viagra again on the old internet there. Now, can I just thank you once again, as always, boys and girls, for downloading my non-stop music mixes. The latest one is up there at the moment. 80 pence that will cost you. The money of that goes towards the running of the station. And you can get that from Chris Reardon Show. .co.uk, the money going towards the running of the station, I say once again. 80 pence, my weekly non-stop music mixes. The latest one is up there now, and you can find that at www.chrisreardonshow.co.uk, right? www.chrisreardonshow.co.uk. Now, over Christmas, a lot of people doing their shows as usual here on United Kingdom Talk, on United Kingdom Radio rather. Check the schedule. I'll try and keep that up to date, but it might not be bang on, because there's a few people who won't be here. I'm afraid I won't be here now until next Thursday, okay? I shan't be here on Christmas Day, and I shan't be here next Tuesday. All right, so I won't be here at all. I know for sure that Paul Edwards will be here Sunday. I know for sure that Tom Edwards will be here Saturday. I think at the moment they're the only two that I know are absolutely going to be here. So check the schedule and just basically tune in at the usual times that these people are on. And if they're there, they're there. If they're not, it'd just be a recorded show playing out. All right, boys and girls? And you know where to find that, unitedkingdomradio.co.uk. My email address, if you want to join in at any time, is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I think Lee Mills is up with you after me at 12 o'clock. He is only on the watch button, okay? Go to unitedkingdomradio.co.uk and click the watch button. I won't be seeing you over Christmas, so once again, have a lovely Christmas, whatever you're doing with your family. Even if you're on your own, you know, watch a bit of telly. Stuff your face, you know you want to. I'll see you again next Thursday at 11 o'clock UK time. 11 o'clock UK time next Thursday. Once again, my email address, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Thanks for watching and listening. Happy Christmas. Bye-bye now.